Sisler Spartans taking on the Moorhead Spuds. The Spartans coming into the WIT tournament are ranked number 2 in the province of Manitoba, but on the team, it's number 1 that we're going to look at.
And we'll be watching him carefully. They list him at 5'7", that could be kind. Eric Garcia is definitely, as they say, the straw that stirs the drink. He will push the tempo all night. He can shoot the three. He will penetrate and pitch to people for open shots. He's really the key behind their up-tempo offense. We'll be watching him. Sometimes he's hard to see, though. He moves so fast.
Now the Moorhead Spuds, 4th time that we've seen them at the WIT tournament. Last year they were the 3rd place team, and they really want to win this championship team. And they have a grade 11 student that's going to stand out tonight, I'm sure.
And he'll stand out in more ways than one. Eric Lean is listed at 6'5". He will be the toughest matchup for the Sisler team. He will be on the block most of the night. They really don't have anybody who can match up size-wise. They're going to have to come after him with a number of people. He's going to be tough inside. I'm sure Moorhead will keep him in there all night. He'll have to stay out of foul trouble.
Well, a lot of hype going into this game, and there should be. It's championship time here at the Hornet Dome. Sisler Spartans versus the Moorhead Spuds. Only time will tell who will be the champion in today's game. Let's send it down to hardwood for the starting lineups.
Good evening and welcome to the championship game of WIT 2006. This year's game features the Moorhead Spuds from Minnesota, USA, and the Sisler Spartans from Winnipeg. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would like to ask that you all stand and listen as Calandra Perron sings the Canadian and American national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Just relax, have a good game.
A grade 11 wing, 5'11", number 30, Tyler Burrington. A grade 12 center, 6'5", number 34, Nate Bergen. A grade 12 wing, 6'3", number 40, Matt Bulek. And a grade 11 forward, 6'5", number 42, Eric Leon. And now the starting lineup for the Sisler Spartans. A grade 12 guard, 5'7", number 1, Eric Garcia. A grade 12 guard, 5'6", number 3, Jan Soriano. A grade 12 post, 6'1", number 14, BJ Popovich. A grade 12 guard, number 15, Curtis Sandsriget. And a grade 12 post, 6'1", number 31, Jonah Herrera. Head coaches Chuck Golsvig, Scott Martin. Referees Mike Mile, Dan Kinnistruck.
Ross, well, you can tell by the energy just in the starting lineups that this is championship time. The Sisler Spartans and the Moorhead Spuds here at the 31st Annual Winnipeg Invitational Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to you all for joining us tonight. Great game, a lot of hype going into this game.
There is that. This should be very interesting to see because it's going to be a battle between two teams with contrasting styles. One, Sisler, that wants to push the tempo all the time. The other, Moorhead, more half court. We'll see who wins out.
And I'm telling you, from what we saw in the third place game, as Jean Sauvé won their third place game, that one went down to the wire, and this one's going to be just as exciting. Moorhead Spuds in the orange jersey. They start off this game. They're going from your broadcast right to left. The Sisler Spartans, the men in black. They're going from the left to the right on your TV screen as they control the ball right now. Curtis Sankrasek jumping to the line, and he drops down the first basket for the Spartans. Moorhead Spuds trying to establish himself right here. Almost feel like an underdog in this Hornet Dome right now, the Moorhead Spuds from USA.
Sure they do, but this is a good competitive atmosphere. This is great for high school sport.
Eric Leanne's pass being broken up by Eric Garcia. We talked about him, and we're going to be talking about him all night long. There is Sankrasek, passes it out at the outside. Back to Garcia. Three-point attempt. Drop down like it's easy. Fans going crazy.
That's the way they want to play. They're looking to shoot that ball from the three anytime they can get it. And Sankrasek is big enough that he can see and get pretty good looks at the hoop from out there.
Nice drive inside by Eric Leanne. Watch for him on the Spuds team. Garcia driving in, gets it back to Sankrasek. Garcia and Sankrasek, they always start off the play with those two right there and then moving around the zone.
And they are in a zone, Moorhead is. I don't think they can really match up against the speed of Sisler.
Spuds getting the rebound there, Leanne. Off to number 10, Jordan Driscoll. Spuds moving around the outside, closely being watched by the Spartans defense. Spartans ranked number 2 in the province going into this tournament. And it will be the Sisler's possession now. Early on, 5-4 lead. If you're just joining us, all the camera work you're going to be seeing, replays, everything is done by the radio television broadcast team here at Techvog High School. They do a great job. Three-point attempt there goes off the rim, and it will be Moorhead's ball.
See, there, I'm sure Moorhead would be very happy to have Sisler do that. Pass the ball on the perimeter of the zone and somebody just shoot the three. They'll take their chances with that, especially now when they get layups inside.
Eric Leanne responding for the Spuds as he's done so far in this game.
We're going to see him in there all night on that block, and they're going to try to take advantage of his size inside.
Popovich with the jumper, bounces it back out to Sankrasek. Looking for Garcia there, he is right there. Three off the rim. But Popovich grounding it. Soriano back to Sandriette, inside the key, jumper. That one off the rim. A lot of shots from the Spartans, not dropping down. Spuds getting the rebound. Here they go. They start calming it down, Burlington, and that ball gets kicked out, and it will be Sisler's ball. Garcia, long pass, intercepted there.
Nice, he got back
Leon.
quickly.
Garcia's got eyes all over this court, and he saw Sanders get open. Replay right there. That was that three-pointer dropped down by Sandriette. Right now, Moorhead a 1-point lead, 6-5, 17:09. Here in the championship game here at the WIT.
A piece of it.
Moorhead Spuds were third place in last year's WIT. Sisler second. Both teams trying to win the championship here. Moorhead moving the ball around. There's Eric Leand, jumper. He is beautiful so far in this game.
See, they can't handle him one-on-one down in there. If they let him catch the ball and play one-on-one on the block or near the block, he's going to cause them a lot of trouble, as he has done so far.
Well, that's B.J. Popovich's job inside the paint to protect him. And a traveling being called on Sandriette. But Moorhead will take over the ball. Try for an interception there, and it will be the Spuds ball. Inbound in the pass is number 10, Jordan Driscoll. And here comes Moorhead, closely watched by Eric Garcia. And the pass off to number 34, Nate Morgan. Outside, long three. And off the rim, Sisler's gonna grab the rebound. Here they go, 16:20 on the clock.
That's Jordan Driscoll's shot, though. He hit that a few times last night.
And a foul being called on the Spuds, our first foul, and it will send Garcia to the line. Matt Bulek gets the foul right there. Eric Garcia on your screen right now.
So here's what we're going to see regularly now. We see a whole new group coming in for Sisler, and they will regularly do that. Really, it changes the nature of the game. They can push the tempo. You see different people. It really is an interesting concept, and it's nice if you can do it, but not too many teams have that kind of depth.
3-point lead for the Moorhead Spuds as they hold the ball right now. Jordan Driscoll coming down in the zone, getting it off to number 30, Tyler Burlington, jumper. No going, the Spartans grab it off to Garcia, looking for Sandriette. They have to slow down a bit, too far. There's Sandriette, three-point attempt. We need a sound effect for that. Swish, you're gonna hear that all night long.
I think he's got all 8 of their points so far, according to my stats.
Definitely an important member of the Spartan basketball team here. Spuds controlling it right now. Matt Bulek dishing it off to Jordan Driscoll, far outside. Deep pass inside and drops down for Eric Leand. And it was almost like the Spartans were watching him receive that pass.
Very nice soft hands on Eric Lean there. I mean, that's sometimes underestimated for post people, the ability to catch the ball.
The small guy, Eric Garcia, trying to get the rebound in the basket there, but he'll get fouled instead. He'll head to the line for the second time. Head coach Chuck Goldsfig not too happy about that, as Matt Bulek now picking up his second foul of the game. Garcia only cashing in at 5'7", and he's inside.
That's his third miss at the foul line, I think. He's usually pretty strong from there. Here comes that new group.
Yeah, you
They'll
mentioned
have
this
one
in
left for the
pregame
shooter.
that the Sisler Spartans were going to show us all of their members, and full exchange, 4 off, 4 on.
And there's one for shooter waiting for Eric Garcia if he makes this.
Kevin Tapan coming in.
Yes.
And that's it. Garcia taking a rest right there as the Spartans are down by 1.
See, so far the tempo is probably more to Moorhead's liking. It's a bit of a half-court game, and the game hasn't become a track meet. And I think that's the way they'd like to keep it.
Spuds controlling the ball right now, looking like a foul right there on number 25 from the Spartans. That's Miles Posthumous.
Yep. I coached his dad, believe it or not. Timothy Posthumous was a good player at Kelowna East.
Posthumous, a grade 11 student, 5'10". Inside there, and Abraham Daniels, he's on the court showing what he's got for you. Daniels trying to move it onside. Number 11, Josh Oleas. Back to Abraham, three-pointer. And a foul being called as Chuck Golsvig not happy with his team so far, their third team foul.
And that's a real tough one because fouling the three-point shooter gives him 3 shots. You never want to do that to me and foul a jump shooter, especially a three-point jump shooter.
Andrew Burns taking the foul on that one, his first. Abraham Daniels on your screen right there, number 23. Packed house here at the Hornet Dome, you see. I wasn't lying.
There's the first substitution for Moorhead, I believe. We won't see them go too deep into their bench. At least we haven't seen them go too deep so far, unless they maybe get in foul trouble. But that'll be another thing, because you see already 5 for 5 for Sisler. We'll see a lot more black uniforms than different orange ones.
Daniels dropping the first 2. He'll get one more shot. Now coming into the game, number 40, Matt Bulek, who has the 2 fouls already. He's back into the game. Daniels knocking all 3 down, and the Sisler Spartans hold a 2-point lead here.
So a little bit of half-court, three-quarter court pressure here again, trying to force the tempo a bit, or just get them to use some time on the clock.
Sisler Spartans coming down the court side. That's number 2, Kevin Taipan on your screen, giving it to Daniels, back to Taipan. Daniels. Ping pong match with them, giving off the ball. And there, Josh Oleas. There is Optimus dropping that one.
There's an idea where he penetrates to the hoop and then pitches back for the nice 12-footer there. It's good basketball.
Spuds moving the ball around inside. There's the jump shot off it, and then the Spartans now grabbing the rebound. Here they come, half court. Number 11, Josh Oleas taking the three-pointer, and that one going down with ease. Giving them a 5-point lead now.
See, much like we saw with the Lothar brothers, you have to find these Sisler guards in transition because they will shoot the 3 off the break.
And you notice the Spuds have been really taking it inside the zone to making these shots. Not a lot of three-point attempts. I know last year we saw Moorhead Spuds had a famous player, Andrew Larson, who could drop the 3 a lot. We haven't really seen a lot of three-pointers being attempted here by the Spuds.
I think their strength is inside, although Jordan Driscoll is definitely like what you call more of a pure shooter. But other than that, they're looking to get the ball inside, and especially in this game because they have some height advantage in there.
Spartans controlling the ball. Three-point attempt. Miss there, and here comes Moorhead. Jordan Driscoll passes it in the inside. Off the high glass there.
That's lean again. I think he's got like 5 hoops down there on that same block.
Kevin Taipan tried the three-point attempt there. Doesn't go. And the Spuds will come down court side. Nice little play there. Making room, goes over the rim. No foul was called there. Spuds still control the ball. Abraham closely watching his man. On the side, dropping it down for 2. Tyler Burlington. 1-point game here.
Very nice balance on that as he pulled up off the dribble. Like tough to defend.
They're not rushing the shot right now.
Nice
and a great rebound there on the basket for the Spartans.
I think Miles' dad taught him that one.
Spartans all over the Moorhead team, not allowing them to really establish anything on offense. Moving around the top of the arc, inside. Eric Leon missing the shot there. Rebounds there, though, for Matt Bulek. Those 2 big guys, I don't know if you can contain both of them, but if there's a rebound, if you're a Spartan, you got to jump on it.
Yeah, in that case, I think Bulek's man left him to go and help, and then he got caught off not blocking out on the rebound.
Spartans dropping it off. There's a 3-point attempt. That one's going nice for Maybe his dad taught him that one too. He's on fire so far. No, his dad wasn't much of a three-point shooter.
Definitely not.
And there, a nice interception by Posthumus. And here comes the Steelers, spin move, fade away. That one won't drop, and the Spuds now take control of the ball. Here they come. Jordan Driscoll down into the lane, one-handed. Woo! That one's pretty.
See, Moorhead might be able to show us that they can play a faster game than they've shown up to now, because right now Sisler is forcing the tempo, and they seem to be able to play that way if they have to.
Definitely heating up here in the Hornet Dome. 1-point game, 10:52 in the first half here. 3-point attempt by Taipan. That one not going, and in underneath the basket, a foul going to be called, I believe, on the Moorhead player number 52, Kyle Van Dyke. Here's a replay now, and there was that beautiful three-point on the left side of the rim.
I didn't see what happened there, but it looked like they got tangled up there down Abraham Daniels, and Kyle Van Dyke got tied up, and I guess the foul went against the Moorhead player.
Coach Martin swinging in his group. Garcia's back on, overhead pass, and he's got the ball right now. There's Daniels, three-point attempt, hitting the outside of the rim, and the Spuds will take over now. There's Jordan Driscoll starting off the offense for the Spuds. Inside pass to Eric Leon. And an attempt there by the Spartans, number 31, Jonah Herrera. But instead he'll foul Herrera. That's his first foul of the game.
Now, Sisler are sending Eric Garcia as the help on that, and he was there, but a little bit late, and then he caught the ball, and Jonah Herrera ended up fouling him. But watch, Garcia is playing a little bit of like free safety, if you like. He's leaving his man and going to look to help on the post. He's done that a couple of times. But we did say from the beginning that that would be a place that Moorhead would look to go. They must have been listening to the broadcast, because they have gone there so far, and it's paid off for them.
Let's try to get into those huddles now and hear what the coaches are saying.
Winnipeg Sun and 99 Bob FM.
All right, so the coach is calming down the team. We got a tie game here, 21-21, 10:30 in the first half. If you're just joining us, high school basketball, just to let you know, 2 halves, not 4 quarters. So just to let you know. Sisler taking the jump shot there. Nobody to grab the rebound in black, so the Spuds will take over.
You mentioned the 2 halves, and that's quite different for Moorhead, because they're used to playing 8-minute quarters. So this is a longer game than they're used to playing. And also, they don't have a shot clock. So this is quite a bit different for them. So I'm sure it's a good experience, but they're showing us they can adjust.
4 years now they've been at the WIT tournament, so
they know what to expect.
Exactly. Here comes the Spartans. Out to Garcia, 3-point attempt. Knocks that one down. And the 3-point lead now by the Sisler Spartans, 9:40.
Really an unselfish play at the end by Eric Sans-Reguet. He could have had the shot, but he rotated the ball to Eric Garcia, who had the better shot.
The go-to guy for the Men in Black, Eric Garcia. We also saw coming right back, Jordan Driscoll. All right, we got this time now to go down to an interview. I think Nicole's down. Take it away, Nicole.
Thanks, guys. With with me right now is Tech Voc Principal Gordon Cook. Is it a challenge for Tech Voc to host an event like this?
It's huge, you know, but after 31 years, we're great at it. Today, the biggest challenge was trying to find a parking spot.
When you see the number of staff and students get involved with the WIT, how does it make you feel?
I feel great, you know, and when we've had amazing nights like last night with Sisler and Sauvé, the semifinal game, the final tonight, it just makes everybody who works so hard on WIT feel great.
What's your favorite part of the WIT?
Well, you got Hornet basketball, Tech Voc pride, but my favorite part is right behind me, the most exciting place to be for the final, in the control room of the broadcasting area.
Well, thanks, Gordon. I'm going to send it back upstairs to Jesse and Ross. Take it away, guys.
Oh, Nicole, you've got to be watching this game because this is some great basketball as Eric Garcia continues to amaze everyone. Some of the fans are even giving him a standing O right now. 7-point lead now for the Sisler Spartans. If you're just joining us, forget anything that you were doing. You got to stay tuned. This is a great game. Championship time here at the Winnipeg Invitational Tournament.
I know that Coach Gulsvig has called this timeout because he wants to slow this game down a bit, and it's that last little bit there was definitely more to the advantage in terms of the tempo towards Sisler. And if it gets away on them like that, they could be down, 15 or 20 points before they realize it. So that's a good timeout, just to slow things down, calm the guys down, and say, hey, look, let's get back to what we know we have to do, and not let them dictate the tempo to us.
And you know what? I've been calling the WIT the last 5 years here, and the last 4 years with Moorhead being here. I don't think they've had as many people cheering for the other team. So, I mean, that's also a thing that you have to think about. When the players are down there with the crowd getting into cheering for Sisler, what do they say, the sixth man or the seventh man?
I honestly believe, in my opinion, a lot of that gets overrated. I think that once you get down on the playing surface and you're into the game, I don't think too much, maybe at halftime or, in timeouts and things like that, but when the game is actually going on, your focus should be, and usually is, on what is happening on the floor. And I don't think you're all that aware of who's cheering for who, or how many are with them, or how many for us. Good athletes learn to park that and focus on the job at hand.
We're seeing some really good athletes right now as 7-point lead for the Sisler Spartans. Here comes Garcia, fast break down, 2-on-2, off, back to Garcia. I don't think he was going to give it to him, but it looked nice. Number 31, Jonah Herrera. A lovely play, the basket and the foul. Wow, are we compiling a highlight reel thanks to the Sisler Spartans.
See, there's that transition game again, you know what I mean? They just come running at you, and you can't let them break out. Like, that's off of a turnover or such, and that's what Coach Gulsvig, I'm sure, is upset about. You have to take care of the ball, because you turn the ball over, before you know it, it's being laid up at the other end.
Moorhead Spuds controlling the ball now. They're down by 10. Trying to come back into this game, championship time. Jordan Driscoll, he drains the deuce. Spartans thinking about the three. No foul there. Spuds will take control. Sandergaard thought about that three-pointer. He's been pretty successful in this game with those.
I think Eric Sandergaard, I've seen him play a number of times. It's an odd thing to say, but he's sometimes a little too unselfish. Like, he sometimes has to be a little bit more looking for himself in terms of his own shot, and he's so...
Whoa! Jordan Driscoll shows he can get two, and he can get three from long away. Beautiful job, and that's one way to get back into this game. Eric Garcia gives it to Sandergaard. He can answer, and he just did with his own three.
Anything you can do, I can do better.
Oh, that's for sure. Fans loving that. Great game so far. 8-point game. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. There is Driscoll. Trying to move a little bit closer, almost losing the ball, still holding it. Nice job. Garcia, almost an interception on that one. Pass to Driscoll. He's being closely watched by Garcia. Shot clock down to 3, and off the rim. Sisler will grab it. Number 31, Jonah Herrera. Sandergaard, 3. Off the rim, no foul committed there. Popovich, he'll let that one go. And the
Coach
Spartans
Elsvik's
going
not
back.
happy about that one. He felt that the player came over, the Sisler player came over, and he might have a case.
Sisler almost intercepting that one, but the Spuds keep it in. Bounce pass and looking for a foul. They're going to get it right there. As slowly coming up is number 52, Kyle Van Dyke. And it looks like Coach Goldfing is sending in 3 guys. He is not happy right now with the performance of the men in orange.
See, the tempo being a little being faster in the last while is to Sisler's advantage, and one of the things it's done is it's really stopped Moorhead from going inside, and that's where, of course, they had their early success, and they got to go back to that really, because that's the place where they have the advantage. So that's where they have it right now.
Spuds moving it back to the outside. Now back inside to their man.
It was good help there. Good help defense by Sisler there. They kind of swarmed Lean when he had the ball and made him give it up, or in this case, take a bad shot.
Daniels closely being watched, trying to get it back on the inside. Long pass to Sagergan. Interception there by Lean. One-on-one battle. Oh, very nice. Kiss off the glass for 2. Trying to bring his team in, down by 8.
See what good balance there is off that. Off the dribble, a big guy who can pull up and shoot nice soft one off the glass instead of forcing some tough off balance shot. It's nice to see.
Sandra get a beautiful move. He doesn't just want 2 points. He wants it with some showtime connected to it. And there's some more. Back-to-back deuces by Curtis Sandergaard. And Sisler jumping out to a 12-point lead here. Maybe the change that Chuck Goldfing, the head coach for the Spuds, made not working early on. 3-point attempt off the rim. That one does bounce in for number 30, Tyler Burlington. Garcia fast down the lane. And he will get the foul. Won't get the basket, but he'll still try to shoot for 2.
It's like a 3/4 court pressure that Sisler's come with, and it's really disrupted the Moorhead team in that they really has taken them out of their half-court offense, which is really their strength. And I think that's the biggest reason, because they've caused some turnovers, and they've been able to run out off of those turnovers and get some easy baskets. Now, Eric Garcia has got to make some free throws, of course, to really make it pay. But as I said, this is definitely the way Sisler wants to play.
Garcia 1 for 2 at the line. 10-point game by Sisler, 4:48 to go here in the first half of play. Championship game here at the WIT tournament. Pass a little too high there.
There's another, that's caused by the pressure, of course.
Looks like Matt Bulek for the Spuds going to be coming back in this game pretty soon. And a foul is going to be called on number 22, Andrew Burns. And do you see that the Spuds are now, they're fouling too much, they're losing their composure?
Well, I think that they're basically trying to play a game faster than they're able to. Sisler is making them play at their pace. Sisler keeps attacking them on offense, and therefore they end up with a few fouls like this now. They have to settle it down. They have to get back to what they can do well. And I believe that's in the half court where they're looking inside. But easier said than done sometimes. We got to give some credit to the Sisler people in that they are forcing them to do a lot of this stuff. They're not doing it by choice.
That's a power of a great offense. Sandergaard tried for a 3-pointer there. He has been pretty successful.
See, he's probably got the most potential to go beyond high school of any of the Sisler players, mainly because of his size. He's a perimeter player, but he's got good vision out there, and he's a great athlete. I'm not sure what they list him as. I'm looking in the program here right now. They list him at 6 foot. Yeah, so he's at least that, and I think he has potential to go. If I was a college coach, he'd be listed on my list. We don't know what kind of student he is, though. That's always a big factor, too.
Very important that the students in high school, whatever sport that they play, definitely do well in school as well. So they're an all-around good athlete.
That's right.
That's exactly what those colleges are looking for.
Too many people in my time, Jesse, have underestimated that and think that somehow it's all going to work out just because they maybe are good basketball players. And it's so disappointing when you see very good players who don't get the opportunity only because they never made the big effort in the classroom.
Sisler up by 10, inside Sandergaard. Beautiful up and over move. the Spuds controlling the ball right now. Sisler applying the pressure. Long pass over there. Thought about the three. Inside, takes it inside and won't go as it bounces off. Rebound there for Matt Bulek. Thanks for coming back in.
Nice rebound there by Bulek. Those are the kind they got to get as many of those as they can because they got an advantage inside, usually size-wise at least.
Ball moving around the outside of the arch. Back to Sandrget. Thought about the three. Bumbled the ball. Still has it. Still fumbling a bit. Gets it back to Kevin Taipan. Over to Daniels. Daniels spinning, moving on the inside. Tried to get it off to Farosh Taylor. And Taylor will be called on traveling.
See, in that case, I think there was just a little too much dribbling. But again, with the way Sisler plays, you take the bad with the good because there's usually a lot more good than bad. And so far, we've seen a lot more good than bad. So I know that Coach Martin would want them to continue playing like that and not take fouls like we just saw. But here comes 4 new ones.
Garcia's back in. Doesn't really get a long of a breather, but they want to establish. They've got a 10-point lead of, I think, they'd want to maybe even go into halftime with a bigger lead. They've got the potential to do it, but the Spuds have the ball right now. Eric Leon. Fancy moves there. Tried to pass it on the inside. Nate Borgen back to Bulek. Driscoll. Jump shot off the rim. There's the rebound. The Spuds trying to get it. And it will be
Moorhead ball.
Spuds will take possession. Down by 10.
The pressure also seems to have made Eric Lean move away from the block. Like last time you could see he caught the ball at or near the 3-point line, whereas early in the game he was on the block.
Driscoll, shoot for 3. There it goes. That's a way to bring yourself back in the game. Driscoll's been draining those a couple times for today.
He's only a grade 10 student, Jesse, it says according to the program. He reminds me of one of those kids who just has been in the gym forever, shoots many shots a day, and just becomes a pure shooter.
Now you can tell when you look at a player on the court how much they really practice the moves that they deliver.
Now we're walking down and Moorhead's going to shoot the bonus. So if they can get this down, like manageable, like they're doing okay. Like, I mean, part of the adjustment to a game like this is the first half is just settling in, because your kids get a little excited, especially if you're away from home like Moorhead is. It's a new environment. You want to win something. You're representing your country, all this kind of stuff. You know, the first half is a settling. So if you can go in down, 6-8 points, hey, and not too bad. They've got the talent that they can come back for sure.
And is that something as a coach that you can examine what you saw at halftime and then relay it back to the players and say, okay, we know what the weaknesses are, we know the strength. Okay, let's execute some different things in the second half.
For sure. And there's Eric Garcia knocking down another long jumper.
Oh, I guess he had a long enough rest there as he drains another tray. And here comes the Spuds with 2 minutes to go. Still a 10-point game for the Sisler Spartans. Ranked number 2 here in the province. Eric Garcia wasting no time, running down the court. Wants everyone to slow down a bit. He's not going to slow down. Watch this. Oh, he misses on that one. And it will be Spuds ball. No foul being called.
You'd think a kid 5'7" or whatever they list him at would be a little, what's the word, careful going in there. But boy, he goes in there like he's one of those kids who plays a lot bigger than he is. When they say 5'7", that doesn't measure the size of your heart.
Eric Sandrget committing the foul there. That's his second foul of the game, and that will send number 30, Tyler Burrington, to the
So this is helping them be able to get some points from the free throw line if they make the shots, which obviously now they haven't.
And here comes the Spuds down courtside. Garcia stealing, easy basket for Sandrget. Thanks very much, Garcia. Great 1-2 punch that the Spartans have on their team.
Those turnovers kill you every time, eh? Like a quick, easy basket after the turnover. Nice.
Nice off the glass there for Eric Leon. Garcia running down. Oh, that's going to be a foul. I almost thought that traveling was going to be called, but he knows how to work it.
No traveling. I think it was, basket counted.
Garcia going to try to make it a 3-point play. Spuds controlling the ball. Driscoll off. Less than a minute to play here in the first half. Driscoll almost losing the ball. He still has it. Off to number 34, Nate Morgan. Burlington almost loses it there, but keeps it under control. Lien will be called for traveling. Not happy about that.
2 quick feet. See, that's what pressure can do too. It can make you play faster than you're capable of playing, and in this case, force you to violate.
Josh Oleas. Off Sansergat. Off the rim, Garcia tried to keep it in. He does. Popovich drains the 2. Now a 14-point lead with 13 seconds to go here in the first half. There's Lien giving it off to Driscoll. Back to the arch, 3-point attempt. Off the rim. Sansergat tried to bring it, but the Spuds will get it at the buzzer and drains the 2. So at halftime, Sisler Spartans leading the Moorhead Spuds 54-52. And a great game. A lot of energy, a couple of fouls here and there. Well, of course, you're going to have a lot of high energy. This is the championship game. And Ross, what did you see from both teams? Do you think anyone's going to change their game plan in the second half?
Well, I know Sisler's not. They play the same way. It doesn't matter who they're playing against. They want to push the ball. They want to force the tempo. They're coming at you all the time with lots of different people. It's like small ball, they call it, because they really don't have any post players. Moorhead, on the other hand, they've got to talk. They've got to say, hey, like against this 3/4 court pressure, we got to take care of the ball. We turn it over, they're coming right after right at us and laying it up. We got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. We got to do a better job of executing in the half court. We got to control the tempo and not let them, because as we said, it's a battle of wills, and right now Sisler is winning the battle of the wills, by making them play the way they want to play. Well, Moorhead's got to get it back the way they want to.
They come into this tournament ranked number 2 in the province, and definitely we understand why.
They're number 2 now, of course, but probably in next week's ranking, they'll probably move to number 1 after beating the number 1 team. But it could come down in the end to a provincial championship between Sauvé and Sisler. Who knows?
All right, at halftime, 54-42, the Sisler Spartans lead the Moorhead Spuds. You're watching the Winnipeg Invitational Tournament here on Channel 11, brought to you by the students of the TechVoc Broadcasting Department. Everything you're watching tonight is being produced by the students of the course. For more information on the Radio and Television Broadcasting Department, call 786-1401. That's 786-1401. Also, coming up, big news here, TechVoc is putting on their musical, Aladdin Jr., the classic Disney production. That will take place March 15th, 16th, and 17th. Adult tickets, $8. Children, students, $5. Hey, if you want more ticket information, 786-1401, 786-1401. We're going to take a little bit of a break. Great championship action here. You got to come back. You got nowhere else to go. Come on.
Live from the Audrey Jones Fieldhouse at TechVoc High School, it's the 31st annual Winnipeg Invitational Tournament. Well, both teams are raring to go, and it's been a great game so far.
To recap, here at the first half of the championship game, it's the Sisler Spartans leading the Moorhead Spuds with a score of 54-42.
Well, we'll send it back upstairs now and put you in the capable hands of our basketball authorities, Jesse Carlson and Ross Wedley.
Gentlemen.
Well, thanks very much, ladies. And we had a little bit of a delay after a backboard was broken during a slam dunk contest. But you know what? Second half action about to become. And you know what? The players have had a little longer to think about this second half. And, it's 54-42 for Sisler. Anything can happen in this second half.
That's true. I mean, I think the first 5 minutes of this half will be very important in determining what's going to happen. Either Sisler is going to come out and keep playing the way they're playing, dictating the tempo, or Fargo or Moorhead is going to be able to start, seizing a little bit more control and handling the pressure a bit better. But as we were talking off camera, when these kind of things happen and there are delays, you wonder how it's going to affect teams. And as we said, really what it is good teams are able to work through that stuff because it's unpredictable. It's out of your control. You can't deal with it. You can't control it. So you always have to do is just play through it. And good teams and good players will do just that. So we'll see who can work through it the best here, because it's just disturbing. That's the only word. It throws you out of any kind of rhythm you might be in. You're out of your locker room, then you're back in your locker room, and it's just, the coaches are kind of inventing, like we might be, things to say, and it's just out of your rhythm, out of your routine, and it's tough for teams. But again, good players and good teams work through that stuff.
Now let's talk about the game as it is so far, and particularly with some players. We look on the Sisler Spartan side. They come into this game ranked number 2 in the province. Let's look at Eric Garcia and what Sanger's at the 1-2 punch that they've delivered so far for the Spartans.
Yes, they've been outstanding as usual. And again, they're the two that carry the most, even though they do substitute a lot. They're the ones who are central to most what happens. Like Eric Garcia just keeps pushing the ball all the time. He will penetrate. He will shoot the 3. And sans regret, of course, he plays in the perimeter, but he's a big player. He can really attack the hoop. He can pass the ball really well. He has good vision because of his size in the perimeter, and he's a very unselfish player. He can hit the 3 also, so the two of them are key to them, but they have other people here who have contributed as usual too. They've got 54 points. And that's, if you times...
It's not just 2 people, yeah.
No, 54 times 2 is 108, I believe. I'm not a math student, but I believe it is. So that's a lot of points to score. But one of the things that I think sometimes is lost when teams like Sisler play is they do end up giving up a lot of points, but sometimes people will conclude that means they don't play very good defense. It's not true. It's because they play as quickly as they do, there are so many more possessions in the game. And therefore the other team is going to have more opportunities to score and will score. So you can't, just because a team gives up more or fewer points isn't the only way to judge what kind of defense they're playing, because Sisler plays very good defense. Even though like last night they gave up, 78 points? They happened to score 90 or 100 themselves, but they gave up 78. Now that's a lot of points to give up, but when you're creating that many possessions in a game, there are going to be points scored against you, and it isn't really something to measure your defense just on the number of points you give up.
Now, how about on the other side there, the Moorhead Spuds? They've been to this tournament 4 times in a row. Last year they were 3rd place, trying to win the WIT tournament here. Chuck Goolsving, the players are down right now. Let's talk about one particular player on the Spuds, Jordan Driscoll. He stepped it up. Not really a big guy, not going to fight inside the, in the paint or anything like that, but he stepped it up when it's been needed.
Very much so. He's a young kid, grade 10. He looks like he needs a hot meal, really, but as we said in the broadcast, he's somebody who looks like just a pure shooter, somebody who has spent hours and hours in the gym, and his technique is very good. You can see when he shoots the ball, it's the exact same way every time. He's been taught well, he has learned well, he has practiced well, and I would bet that if they keep coming back to this tournament in 2 years, Jordan Driscoll is going to be somebody we're going to be talking about even more in terms of filling it up. Eric Lean, though, is still somebody you could see the difference in the first probably 5-6 minutes of the half. He was very dominant down low, and all of a sudden he kind of disappeared, and then he started to receive the ball in the perimeter, and that is not where he needs the ball.
Let's take a look at, sorry to interrupt you there, we're going to take a look at some highlights here brought to you by the radio and television broadcast team, doing a great job in the game so far. And the Spuds were controlling the ball. They were doing some nice plays, some nice give and goes. There's Garcia dropping a 3. He started off early. Sanjay also doing that as well. You see good passing going on there. Is there a difference that you see? You have been a coach for high school here in Manitoba. Do you see a difference right now between a Manitoba basketball team and an American basketball team?
Not really. Again, because it's hard to say. Sisler is definitely typical of all Manitoba. We wish it was, because then it would be a very, very competitive province. But I don't think so. I think that definitely the game, as when we talked to Coach Gulsvik before the game, he said that he's seen in the 4 years they've been coming here, not only the quality improve, but the tempo of the game improve. And I think that's, if anything, what has happened is the game has become faster, the game has become quicker, and there is a difference between quickness and speed. And the game has become more a game of athletes, where sometimes it used to be more dominated by bigger players. Like Sisler plays what they call small ball, and they're very successful at it, where there was a time where people would say, well, you can't win a provincial championship without a big man inside. That day, I think, has come and gone, and really the game has opened up, and the floor is widened up because of the three-point line, and you get a lot more cutters cutting through there. You don't get the big guy standing on the block as much, occupying space. It still happens, but as I said, Sisler is one of those teams that they don't need the big guy. Everybody's a perimeter guy. They can run, they can cut, they'll just keep coming at you. They'll pitch to anybody for the three. You know, it's a lot of fun to watch, as we can see. Like, I mean, I believe if we had Coach Scott Martin up here right now, he would say that one of the reasons they play like that is because the kids like to play, and the kids love to play like that.
Well, you definitely see both teams are trying to gun for this championship. Looking at the clock, we got just about 30 seconds before the tip-off for the half. And one thing that you mentioned, we were talking about the difference between the American game and the Canadian team. The Moorhead Spuds don't have a 30-second shot clock, and they play the 8-minute quarters. So, I mean, that's something that you have to adjust to. They've been here at the WIT tournament now 4 times, so you think maybe the transition is complete. Quickly, before we go to the tip-off, if you just want to say, from your coaching experience, both teams, what do you see? Do they have to stay the same? Do they have to change? What maybe has Sisler? Does Sisler control the game with their offense? And
I
do
think
they just
Sisler
use the rest of the game clock?
I think Sisler plays the same against anybody. They'll just keep coming at you. Moorhead, though, they have to be more in control. They have to reduce their turnovers. They got to get better shots.
Well, time will tell. We got 20 on the clock. The crowd is all settled back into their seats, and they are ready to go. Sisler leading 54-42 here in the second half. There's Garcia. He was spectacular in the first half of play. Long three-point attempt.
See, Moorhead's still in that zone, and if they can make Sisler play half court like that, it's going to be to their advantage, because then sometimes like that when it comes down to who can make the three or not make it.
Missed shot by the Spuds, but they still control. Off there, Eric Leon. Off back to Jordan Driscoll. Fantastic performance he had in the first half. He throws it inside. Nice pass. Threading the needle to Eric Leon, and that's good for 2, and we got ourselves a 10-point game. Definitely the Spuds player of the game.
And that's the way they started the first half, too. Now, the question will be whether they can continue to get them the ball down in there. Because they were, if I remember correctly, they were up a few points or it was tied, and then all of a sudden things changed.
Sagittaget dropping it off to number 31 off the rim. Bunch of orange jerseys there, but the Spartan player getting the rebound and drawing the foul. Crowd here at the Hornet Dome having a great time, as they always do at the Winnipeg Invitational Tournament. This year, the 31st WIT tournament. Want to give a congratulations to everybody. I think we, in one of our interviews, Joe DiCurzio was saying over 400 people being a part of this tournament. We also want to give a big thanks to the radio television broadcast team here, all the staff and the students for just doing an amazing job bringing you. They're doing all the camera, all the audio. They're making us sound and look good. Want to thanks to them. Also want to thank Shaw Cable 11 for putting on the WIT tournament for over 10 years now.
This kind of event becomes a school-wide kind of thing, and that everybody does his or her thing.
Fight for the ball there. 11-point game for the Spartans as they lead. Championship is on the line. Of course, Sisler made it to the championship last year. They lost in the championship game to Lord Beaverbrook by only 2 points. So Sisler is hungry here at the Hornet Dome. Little turnaround jumper there. That one's good for number 42, Eric Leon. He continues to knock up the points for the Spuds. Eric Garcia outside the Soriano. Back to Garcia. Thought about the 3. Bounce passed off to Hernandez. Jumper, nice. Up and over, off the glass. Thank you very much for the 2 points. Here comes the Spuds.
See, Sisler just in straight man-to-man now. They've gone a little bit away from that three-quarter court pressure. We may see them go back to it, though.
No foul committed there. Here's a 3-on-1 break. Soriano off to Garcia, 3. Knocks that one down.
See, that's their game right there. You see, out of transition. You know, you're not back. They have the numbers. You don't get the matchups and the quick 3 like that, and they can hit it. Nice pass.
Nice inside pass to Eric Leanne. They're not quitting. They're not going home all the way to Moorhead without something to prove here. Coach Goldsvig looking for a foul on that one, not getting it. Garcia far off top on the arch. Back to Soriano. Off to Hernandez. Back to Sanzarian. Fadeaway Jay. Off the rim, and here comes the Spud. Driscoll. Closely watched by Soriano. Needs some help. Driscoll looking for Salpez. He's close to that black line. Still outside, Burrington. Closely watched by Garcia. Man, the Spartan defense is just great right now. Leon. That one's going to be
back over center.
Spartans ball.
One of the advantages Sisler has too, because they're all about the same height and they all can play the perimeter, they can switch every screen and not have to worry about any real mismatches. And you watch, anytime there's a screen set, they will switch everything. And it's, you know, it doesn't really matter whether who's watching who, you know, because they're all about the same size anyways, or, you know, they're all capable of defending somebody in the perimeter or in the post.
You know, we talk about the Spartan defense, and you know what? They're containing Eric Leon so much that they were pushing him outside to the three-point line, where Leon, he wants to get underneath that rim and then shoot the basket there. Substitution now into the game. Paul Hogan coming in for the Spuds now.
That's the 4th foul on Nate Morgan for the Moorhead, so it's one of their bigger players inside. They don't want to lose him, I don't think.
And Spartans will keep possession of the ball. 60-48, 12-point lead here with 16:41 to go in the championship game. Thanks very much for joining us. There's our Garcia dropping it down off the glass, off the rim. Oh, I think some north end wind blew that one in.
You gotta call those.
Garcia, second straight three-pointer.
See, but good shooters get lucky, you know. Like, you know, I never hit one like that. See, I wasn't a good shooter. I was a good shooter, not a very good maker.
Ball went out of bounds, but it will still be the Orange men's ball. It will be Driscoll throwing in the pass. Bulek back to Driscoll. Wants to go inside the lane. He does, off the glass. Oh, there's the rebound. Nice. Times 2, times 3. Loses it. Leon couldn't contain it. Garcia coming in, dishes it off to number 14, Popovich, who gets fouled hard. And the Spuds player wants to know why. Oh, why?
Sometimes players will hold their hands into the air and say, look, I didn't do anything. And yet, you know, bumping into people with their bodies, of course, is what the foul was all about.
Well, Coach Goldsvig has seen enough so far, and within the first 4 minutes of this game, let's go down into the huddles and see if we can't hear what the coaches are saying.
Okay, let's keep up the intensity. Don't tire him down. Don't tire him down. Keep up the intensity. 3, 2, 1.
We're all right now. We're all right. We can still get this thing down to 6 and into the 6 minute mark.
Oh, look at those fine group of broadcasters there here at Tech Vox School.
People may think we're overselling it, but if you're not here and you don't see what goes on behind the scenes, take my word for it, ladies and gentlemen, you have no idea the kind of time and effort that is put in here by Mr. Plating, Ms. Bouchard, and the other instructors and the students. And this is volunteer time. This is not something that, I'm sure the kids know that they're getting good experience from it, but this is outside the regular class day. Just like the coaches in these games, this is volunteer coaching, and people got to be reminded of that. The number of hours that some of these educators are putting in is unbelievable and needs to be recognized.
These students put so much time and energy. They're here. The WIT tournament starts, of course, on Wednesday. But it starts earlier than that. They've got to load. They've got to bring all the equipment down into their broadcast studio there, set up the cameras, and being a part of the WIT tournament when I was here, part of the course, I'll tell you, it's not fun at the beginning, but definitely when those when that tip-off goes, the WIT tournament is a lot of fun for them, and they're doing a great job. Thanks again for the radio, television broadcast crew, students and staff.
Tell you, we were privy to hear the kind of the broadcast meeting they were having before the broadcast, and it reminded me of being in many a locker room and hearing coaches give the so-called pep talk, because it was exactly like that. We're a team and we got to work together and all that stuff, and that's what they're doing here today, and this is the result, ladies and gentlemen, what you see before you.
They're working together as a team, definitely. Thanks again. Here's the Spartans now. Garcia, let's throw another one up. No go there for a 3-ball, but Hernandez still has the ball there. Soriano off to Garcia.
Moorhead's gone to man-to-man now, which is one of the few times we've seen them try to match up. Some of them are going to have very tough matchups against these quicker Sisler players.
Well, they've got so many. There's so many black jerseys on the bench right now. If Coach Martin has to switch it up, he can. He's got a lot of talented kids on the roster. Garcia tried to intercept that one. No go off the glass. 2 points good for Tyler Burlington.
Talk about the number of players. Sometimes when you play teams like Sisler, you almost want to count. It looks like they might have 6 out there. They're all over the place. Everywhere we go, they seem to have 2.
Nice pass from Garcia, but that gets intercepted by the Spuds. And now a foul going to be called on number 14, BJ Popovich, as the Sisler Spartans have a 15-point lead with 14:46 on the clock.
So they ran a little screen and roll they did at the top there that time, and Garcia was able to bounce the ball through to the screener who was rolling to the basket, but he wasn't able to finish it.
Sisler all over the orange jerseys from Moorhead. Nice fancy move there. He can't shake off Soriano as Driscoll crosses half court. Looking for someone to pass it off to. He does. Inside. Oh, and it will be a foul. The basket will not count. Eric Lean going to head to the line. Oh, no, not yet. I got excited. Driscoll.
Before the shot, I think.
Great replay right here using the body. And that's what number 30, Tyler Burlington.
We have some 3 substitutions coming in for Sisler. Part of the philosophy of playing a lot of people too is like trying to wear the opponent down, and then sometimes it doesn't show in the first half and maybe even in the first part of the second half, but you get into the last 6-8 minutes and all of a sudden your opponent is a little tired.
Spuds driving underneath the basket, fighting for the ball, and it will be Sisler's possession. Glosvig not too happy about that one. Oh, referee's talking about that one. And it will be Moorhead's ball, and you're not gonna like what you hear from the audience here.
But there's a good piece of officiating. We talk about working as a team, and the officials have to work as a team also. Obviously, Mike Mile saw something that Dennis McGavick didn't see, and then shared that with him, and the ball ended up being really, I think, it was a correct call over to the Moorhead team.
Fresh new crop of Spartans with the ball right now. Abraham Daniels dishes it off to Kevin Taipan. Back to Daniels. Overside there. Posthumus.
There he is. Saw his dad at halftime.
Whoa, a little bit of a slip there. And slow to get up. That's number 24, Paul Hogan.
Just took it off him right from behind.
Oh, but he seems to be okay. Hogan intercepts the ball. Here comes the Spuds, down by 15. 13 and a half minutes. Sisler getting really aggressive on their defense. And a foul's going to be called on Sisler.
That's Jonah Herrera picking up the foul. He was trying to defend the baseline, but the referee called him for a block.
Garcia coming back in for the men in black. Spuds will inbound the pass here. They're down by 15. Championship game here at the 31st annual Winnipeg Invitational Tournament. Spuds working outside the perimeter. Inside, there is Driscoll. inside. Jump shot there, that bounces off a couple times. Tyler Burrington gets the deuce right there. Garcia, fast pace, he finds a lane to go through. And they're gonna call a foul there. Garcia getting fouled by number 52, Kyle Van Dyke, I believe. I may be wrong. There's the slip there by the Spuds player.
Referee Mike Milo is telling the coach to have a seat. I guess he's getting a little too much to contribute to the game, and he wants him to sit down and relax. That's a nice way of saying, be quiet or I'll give you a technical.
Exactly. That's warning 1. There's no warning 2 or 3. Spuds holding the ball right now. Driscoll driving into the lane, and he will be fouled by the Spartans player. 7th team foul now for Sisler, still with 13:04 to go.
Could be a factor.
Yeah.
It won't be a factor in terms of individuals because they've got a lot of bodies, but it could be a factor just in terms of them shooting a lot of free throws, and they seem to be a good free throw shooting team, Moorhead does. So that could be something that could, and also with the good thing about free throws is you're shooting with the clock not running, stopped. And therefore it's a nice way to catch up because you don't have to worry about the time. You can score points while the clock is stopped. But you gotta make it.
Driscoll being affected maybe by the crowd there. Garcia coming down, japping it off to Daniels. Off the board. And it will stay Spartans ball. There's Coach Martin there. Always can dip into his bag of tricks or players if he needs any more help. Fight for the ball, and it will be Moorhead's ball.
One factor that I haven't pointed out so far, Jesse, that might be interesting to our viewers is that Moorhead up to this point has only played 13 games in their season. Now, I would bet that Sisler has played over 20 games. So they have played now 13 coming to Winnipeg. They've played 3 in the last 3 days. And you can say you're in good condition and all that from practice and all that, but games take a lot out of you in that. And again, the way Sisler is playing, it kind of wears them down. And they may not be, again, it's a longer game than they're used to in Minnesota. So who knows? It's a challenge physically for them as much as it is in terms of their skills as basketball players.
Another foul there as you see number 30, Tyler Burrington, at the foul line. He dropped just 1 out of 2 shots. Garcia was the one that fouled him. That's his first foul. Just as the ball off to Popovich, that goes off the rim, having a hard time dropping that one down. Here comes the Spuds now across court. Off to Leon. Looking for some help there. Uses the body, just as off to Bulek. Back to number 24 for the 3. And watch out, the Spuds using the starch power. And they're coming back in this game. Down by 9 with 12:23 to go.
Anytime they're allowed to execute in the half court, they get a good shot usually.
Oh, using the body there, Josh Oleus dropping it down off the glass. Andrew Burns, watched by Garcia. Inside pass, couldn't handle that one. Paul Hogan takes 2 to tango, and I guess the guy needs to know if he's getting the ball.
That's a tough catch. You know, I mean, again, I bet Coach Gulsvik would say that's one they got to save. And they, the term coaches use is you have to take care of the ball. And in that case, I don't think he was doing his best to take care of the ball.
Daniels for 3, misses that one again. Paul Hogan moving the ball down, being watched by Daniels. Fancy move there to get inside, and number 40, Matt Bulek, drops down the deuce and gets the foul to try to make it a 3-point play here. They're down.
See, we've been talking about the possibility of Moorhead, you know, getting a little tired, but it hasn't shown at all yet. Like they still seem to be physically competing, and they're running the floor, and they're taking it to the hoop, and they're closing the gap.
I think you're definitely going to see how Sisler can handle Moorhead coming back in this game. You know, sometimes teams get too aggressive when they try to, you know, settle down the opposite team. Andrew Burns comes into the zone, but here it is. Sisler takes the rebound, and they're coming back.
One of the problems when you're a very good team like Sisler is you sometimes don't have very many close games. And then when you do get in a close game, you're not sure necessarily how to react because you haven't been there very often. Here's Eric Sans Regret coming back in the game.
And it's a matchup. Spartans bringing in Sanzriet. They also bring back the Spuds, bring in their one of their good guys. Number 10, Jordan Driscoll is back in the game. Jump shot there for Daniels, and I'm telling you, I think he's gone about 0 for 6 in the last shots. I don't know, Coach Martin not going to be happy with that. Maybe give it to Garcia, or maybe that's why Sanzriet's back's in the game.
Could be.
Garcia.
You got to know when it's not there, and you got to be able to give it up. Nice back.
Oh, beautiful pass there by Jordan Driscoll. Thanks for coming back into the game. And Garcia's just telling everyone, settle down here. 7-point lead the Spartans have. 11 minutes to go here in the championship game. Sanzriet on the outside, being watched by number 24, Paul Hogan. Drops it up, misses again, and Spuds taking advantage of the miscue after miscue of the Spartans. Driscoll being watched there. There's Hogan. Back to the big men on the top of the arch. Driscoll looking for the 3. Oh no, here they come. 13 games, they know how to play.
Timeout Sisler, I think. No, he's not going to. Look at that. That's good for him. He's going to let the kids play through it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is that sometimes a good thing for a coach to do? Let the players play through it?
It is when you when he hits the 3 like that. It's a really good decision.
Sanzriet
Coach of the year.
There you go. Fight for the ball. Still the Spuds fighting. Garcia trying to keep it inbound. He does. Good move there. Calming it down. Daniels holds the ball, looking for Garcia to get back in his composure. Daniels.
Need to go back to Sans Regret. Get him. He's got. Okay, that's it.
There he is. He's being watched by Hogan, dropping it down off the rim. Garcia tried to keep it in, but here comes the Spuds. 2 Sisler players back there. Long 3-point attempt off the board. 2 players fighting for the ball. Still, there is Leon. No ball there, and it's going out of bounds, and it's going to be Sisler's ball. It's getting aggressive here now that we're under the 10-minute mark in the championship game.
Coach Geldovic doesn't like that one either. There's a lot of body action down low. Here's a backdoor cut.
Sanzriet dropping the basket and getting the foul. You know what? Good thing Martin didn't call a timeout. Good thing for him to put it back in, Sanzriet. That's exactly what the Spartans needed. And a timeout is going to be called by Coach Gulsvig.
He's unhappy. As you can see, he's having a lot to say to Coach, to referee Dan Kinischuk.
All right, we're going to take this opportunity in this timeout to throw it down to the hardwood. Ashley's got an interview. Take it away, Ashley.
Thanks, Jesse and Ross. I'm here now with Broadcasting Department Head Willie Platink. A couple questions for you, Willie. Broadcasting a sporting event like the WIT is an incredible undertaking. How do you prepare your students for it?
Well, actually, we spend all year preparing for it. I think it's the whole focus of our program. It really, the students working on it all year. Sorry.
And does working on an event like the WIT give students a real understanding of what working in the industry is like?
Yeah, I think this is a really good opportunity. I don't think a lot of times they understand just how good it is, because the students that work with me, and they do often go to TSN, CFL games, things like that, they can see exactly how it mirrors exactly what they did here. So they have a pretty good idea what to expect when they come to working in the real world.
And just one last question, Willie. What skills do students develop when enrolled in the radio and television broadcasting program here at Tech Bach?
Well, I think they have to learn to develop perseverance. Certainly you need creativity and all those sorts of things, but determination, being dependable is a huge, huge part, because you're never going to get very far in this industry unless people know they can count on you, and we hope we turn out students that really rise to occasions like this, the hours the students are putting in here, the people that work here, all the people I work with, Mr. Platink, Mr. Moore, Ms. Bouchard, who just do amazing work, and they spend 12 hours a day working here every day for a whole number of days, and really that's the kind of thing that we're portraying for them, leading by example, and they get a pretty good idea of just what they need to do to succeed in this industry.
Thanks, Willie. We'll let you get back to work. Let's throw it back to Jesse and Ross.
Thanks very much, Ashley, and I just want to add one thing. In being a member of this course back in the year 2000, the teachers worked so hard when I was here with me that if I ever get one of those broadcasting awards, sportscaster of the year, the staff the teachers at Tech Valk High School, they're in my acceptance speech, because
That'd
I'll
be
tell
nice.
you, they worked so hard with me when I was a student, and you know, I hope the students really know how great of teachers they get the chance to work with, and a great job by everyone with the radio, television, broadcasting crew. It's honestly a privilege to be working with them every year, and I hope I continue the same relationship with them as the years go on. It's a great course.
I would agree, and I know when I taught here, I saw much of that. And I would just mention that, you know, Mr. Platink, he's the dean of this whole thing, and he's the straw that stirs the drink, as I said earlier about Eric Garcia. And without him, good things happen because of lots of people, but it also takes leadership. And I know it comes from Mr. Platink and others.
Great job there from the RTB crew. We got a heck of a game here, 8:41. Sislers leading 78-66. Been back and forth.
Probably the best thing that's happened in the last while is that Coach Scott Martin didn't call a timeout and let the kids play through it.
That's right.
And they did, because they play the same as I don't know what he'd say different in a timeout. He would just say, hey, like, we got to play the way we want to play, and they know that. So you don't want to waste a timeout to tell them something they already know.
Well, they know what they're doing here with a big lead here, 12-point lead. Change that to a 10-point lead here as the Spuds trying to fight back in this game. Lots of time left in this game. This is going to be great going down to the wire. You don't want to miss any action here. Stick back. I want to thank Shaw Cable 11 for letting us broadcast this beautiful play right there by number 15.
Eric Sonsergat again.
Sonsergat has just been amazing on the three-point line, giving the Spartans the cushion that they're looking for. Spuds still fighting. That one falls out. Fight for the ball there. Tapan trying to drive down the lane, and he will get fouled. And he's going to head to the line. Now we see both team fouls. They're both 9 up on the board, so we're going to be seeing players go into the line every single time.
Right. And one more foul on each team, and it's double bonus, so we're seeing them shooting 2. So.
And I mean, with 7:56,
a lot of free throws.
A lot of free throws that could happen.
One of the things that's helped Moorhead actually here in the second half, which is a little surprising to me, is they've switched man-to-man defense, and they've actually been able to do a pretty decent job against Sisler matching up.
Kevin Tapan, 1 for 2 on the line, 82-68, 7:50 to go here in the championship game. Spuds moving underneath. Leon tried again, no foul, and it will drop though for 2 points. 12-point lead now for the Spartans.
He well schooled around the basket, and then when he got the offensive rebound, he kept the ball up high. He didn't bring it down where a lot of little people can get after. Keep it up, you know, if you're going to be 6'5", be 6'5".
Sonsergat, a beautiful move. Oh my.
They call that the killer crossover.
A little smirk coming from number 15. He wants his team to finish on top. Last year, the Spartans were second place here at the WIT tournament. They want to take the championship. Here's Tapan moving inside, dropping the 2 points. 16-point lead as we hit the 7-minute mark. Fans going crazy here at the Hornet Dome. Spuds still moving the ball. Off the foot, still control it. Underneath the basket, spin move off the glass rim, and the Spartans control the ball. Sonsergat, 3. Oh,
See, in my opinion now, Moorhead looks tired now. They do, whether it's emotionally or whatever, but they look tired. You can see they just don't have the legs on the shots as much.
Driscoll trying to get that 3. He goes off the rim, and the Spartans. Now, do you see the Spartans as an offense 19-point lead? Are they going to start calming things down, or is it still too early?
And whether it's too early or not, I think that they just play a certain way.
Oh.
And they're going to keep playing that way. I don't know if they know how to play any other way, to be honest. So Coach Martin could say, let's do something different, but whether it's going to happen or not, I'm not so sure.
The Sisler Spartans just made it look so easy as they took out a team from Edmonton. The Voyageurs, they won that 80-55. Then they went on to beat Jean Sauvé 100-78. So, I mean, just an amazing offensive power that they have. Coach Martin's got to be happy about the team that he's got.
For sure. They're entertaining. I want to point out, too, makes me feel old, but two people that are on the bench over there with Sisler, Phil Tynes and Joel Temmen. I coached both of them in different places. Joel Temmen was worked with me at Kelowna East when we won a provincial championship. We wouldn't want it without him. So it makes me feel old to see those guys there, but I know they're an important part of what's happening at Sisler, too. You don't win, coaches don't do it all on their own.
I hear you what you're saying. For the 5 years I've been coming here, I get older, but the kids in the tournament stay the same age. Right. I don't understand.
Well, I used to be a lot older than Phil, but he's catching up to me. You know, he's closing the gap. Same with Joel.
5:59 in the game, a 20-point lead for the Men in Black, the Sisler Spartans, ranked number 2 in the province. And you'll hear the crowd going quiet. Oh, now they get a little. They want Jordan Driscoll to miss it.
Sisler's one of those teams, though, you can, like, you know, you see him just blink and all of a sudden a 10-point lead has gone to 20. You know, I mean, just because of the way they play again, and it's amazing.
Driscoll doing what he needs to do, cutting the lead down to 18, 2 for 2 on the line. Packed house here at the Hornets Home. Spartans moving inside the key. Sonserget misses that one, but the Spartans rebounding that one back to Garcia. Look for the three, take the bounce pass inside, using the body. And another foul for the Spuds.
No, that was an offensive foul called. Yeah,
sorry.
He knocked him pretty good. So I think Coach Gulsvik will like that call. He held a good position, and but that's the way the game's played. You want to take the ball to the hoop, and he did that. The Sisler player did, and
Coach Martin now calling a timeout.
Yeah. It's easy to call timeouts and start coaching when you're up 18. Like, that's a good time to start. You know what I mean? You know.
Let's go inside those huddles and see if we can see what the coaches are hearing.
Keep the ball moving.
If they press, zone presses again, you go in the middle.
Question for you, former coach. Panic button pressed yet for the Spuds?
I don't know what that means necessarily. It's a good term to use, but I don't think so. I think that, you know, you're always there's always hope. And again, just like we said in the game previous, no matter what happens in this game, this isn't a provincial or a state championship game. There's more to come, and you want to build for what's happening in the future. You want to win or lose, you want this to be a good learning experience for your team. So there's always something that you want to work on or something that you want to emphasize. So I think that, you know, I know Moorhead is going to. They'll have to do certain things that they're always going to do. They're not going to change the way they're going to play.
Garcia tried the three ball, not going.
That he learned from his dad.
Bosmus committing his third foul. So a Spud player will head to the line. That's number 40, Matt Bulek, you're going to see on your screen.
We couldn't hear that well, but I would suggest that if Coach Gulsvik was saying anything in the timeout offensively, is keep going to the hoop with the ball, see if you can get fouled or stop the clock, and then they can score while the clock is stopped. Because if you're going to catch up from this big a deficit, you know, you can't expect to score that many points as the clock is running. So keep going to the hoop with the ball. Like, they're in double bonus, you're always going to shoot two.
Sonserget, long three-pointer. He drains
hoping
that
they don't
one.
make those, though.
Well, he's been making those all game.
Never.
And the Spuds, I don't know if they can do anything about it. Garcia tried to steal it away from Driscoll. Still gets it away. 3 attempt from the Spuds, and they drop her. You know, Tyler Burnson has also been a player that I've been impressed on the line there. He's, you know, dropping the three ball a lot, too.
Yeah, he can shoot the ball. You can see they're all well-schooled. But once again, you know, their sister runs it right at them and gets a layup. Like, that's tough. You hit the three, and then at the other end, they're laying it up. Like, shouldn't happen.
Looking for someone to pass to. And a foul's going to be committed.
There's the old hand check again on the dribbler. Like, anytime you put hands or make contact on somebody dribbling towards the basket, it's going to be a foul. I think if Coach Gulsvik was talking about going to the hoop and getting the free throw line, he was assuming they were going to make the free throws.
Tyler Burrington getting his second free throw shot there. 95-78 with 4:20 to go here in the championship game. Garcia moving quick end to end. Getting the foul, not the basket. He'll head to the line, shoot for two.
Again, it's a good lesson for young players to learn from, especially young players who consider themselves to be maybe not the biggest player, because often people convince themselves, oh, I can't play basketball because I'm too short. And you can see here's a perfect example of someone, Eric Garcia, who is playing well, much bigger than he is. And he doesn't care whether he's 5'6" or 5'7". He's going right at everybody all the time, and he's a major factor in this game. So if you're a young player out there and you're not that tall, hey, you can play this game. You just got to work at it as hard as Eric Garcia has and learn the skills to be able to play a lot bigger than you are.
Nate Bergen for the Moorhead Spuds is now fouled out after committing his 5th foul. As the Spuds are down 95-78. Second one won't drop for Garcia. And right after that one, a foul was called on Spartans. So it may say 4:16 on the clock, but if it keeps going like this, it may take about 30 minutes to finish up these next 4 minutes.
It really tends to drag it out when there's, when you get into a situation like this, double bonus, both teams, and a lot of fouls being called.
Head up at the line will be Matt Bulek there on your screen right there. Great shot there from the radio and television broadcasting team. Beautiful job that they do. Well, Matt Bulek 1 for 2 at the line, 95-79. 4:13 to go here in the game. Garcia holding the ball, hands it off to Joffo Leas. He'll take the jumper down for 2. And once they crack 100, that's not the first time that we're going to see Sisler do that. They did that yesterday against Jean Sauvé.
And they've done it in my what I've seen regularly in their season.
Great bounce pass there for the basket, finished off by Jordan Driscoll. There's Daniels having a hard time in this second half. Ball thrown up, and I think that sums it up how the game has been going for the Spartans.
Yeah. Smallest guy gets a rebound and puts it in.
Jordan Driscoll moving the ball around. Matt Bulek now, watched by Daniels. Bounce pass inside. Garcia just tipped it out, throws it back in. Still the Spuds' possession, and Jordan Klausvad getting fouled on that one.
It's Eric Sansverget. That's his 3rd, I think. I would have bet that if we had talked to Coach Gulsvik before the game, he would have said that they would have had to play this game. You know, Sisler maybe getting, 75, 80 points, gets up this high. Like, there's no way that Moorhead's going to beat them just because that's not their game, you know what I mean? And he would have wanted to play the game in the high 70s, maybe low 80s. But, Sisler now going to score 100 points. It's, it's just not going to happen. Every time you think that Sisler is really going to run away and hide, though, you know, the Moorhead tends to make it where you're not so sure anymore. Like, what have we got now? 14 points?
Spuds trying to get the ball back, but Garcia controlling it nicely. Off to Daniels, misses again. And here comes the Spuds. Oh, Daniels trying to fight for the ball. Referee letting him play, finally blows it. And he's gonna call traveling on Daniels.
Once you're on the floor with the ball, you have any kind of movement, you know, especially if you try to get up or any kind of movement around like that, they'll usually call a travel ball. He was lucky they didn't call a foul, I think. So there's something that if I was Coach Scott Martin, I'd be noting, like the fact that they've been caught on the back door pass now. That's about the 4th time this half. That's something you may want to look at in terms of like, you know, other people are noting that too. And maybe something that people will be working on in terms of preparing to play Sisler, because they do overplay. Like, they're out, they're quick and all that, and they do tend to overplay you. And if you can, you know, look to that backdoor pass, you might get some easy ones in there.
2:34 left in the game, 99-86. You know, all throughout the third place team in the championship game, we've been talking about how good of a job that the radio television broadcasting team has done, bringing you all this great action here on Shaw Cable 11. And just a suggestion that if you're interested in the broadcasting program or any of the many other exciting programs here offered at Tech Voc, and there are a lot of them, their open house is coming up. Tech Voc's annual open house is set for February the 15th from 5:30 to 8:30. Once again, that's February the 15th from 5:30 to 8:30. That's their open house. So many different programs here. If you're interested with what you've seen here with the students doing, or if you have any other questions, or you just want to come down and see how they do their thing here at Tech Voc, February the 15th, 5:30 to 8:30, open house here at Tech Voc. Definitely, if you have a passion for broadcasting, or if you ever, you know, wonder how do they do that? How do they put together a basketball game? And you want to be a part of that, sign up for the radio television broadcasting team. And there's, aside from the broadcasting course, like I mentioned before, many different other courses here. If you want to get into automotive, if you want to get into culinary arts, you can do the cooking. Students actually cook the food for the students at lunchtime. It's a great school, Tech Voc. And this is what we've been seeing so many times here. Joshua Leyes shoots the basket, draws the foul, heads to the line.
Still one of the toughest things to defend in basketball, and you can see many of the Sisler players are very good at it, is to take the ball on the hoop to the basket on the dribble and then pull up good, quick, balanced shot off, tough to defend. And in this case, not only did he hit it, but he was fouled. Because you get the defender leaning back, moving back, out of position, and then you pull up for that nice quick jumper. A good thing, again, for young players to work on.
Number 22, Andrew Burns from the Spuds, was the one that fouled out on that one. So 2 players gone already from the Moorhead team. Everybody's still there for the Spartan teams, and it's because Coach Martin has so many guys to go through.
You got it.
There's Jordan Driscoll, and it's being stolen there by Oleas. And he'll give the fans something to cheer about, as they are now 104 to 87 with 2 minutes to go. Spuds still hanging in there, playing their hearts out. Driscoll, watched by Oleas. Trying to move it on the inside, back to Driscoll, tries for the 3. He'll hit the front of the rim, and here comes Soundsred. He's looking to the right side, he keeps it though. Off the rim, Garcia there, oh, too bad though. Garcia couldn't drop that one down, and Moorhead will continue to move on offense here. On the outside, 3-point attempt, that goes off the back of the rim, and Soundsred will once again get the ball, fight for it. Spuds now controlling it. Inside dish, you know, if they want to try to come back, you got to take those 3-point attempts.
I think it's a little late now. They just don't have the legs now. You can see a lot of their shots are short, you know what I mean? And it's just worn them down. The analogy a lot of coaches would use, that a lot of that early part of the game, the running up and down, is like body blows in boxing. And then maybe they don't take the toll early, but later on in the later rounds, that's when you take its toll and you're able to go. And now they're going for the knockout.
And as Oleas hits the 3 once again, we are under 1 minute to play here in the championship game. Sisler Spartans looking to win the championship after last year placing second place.
I'm wondering what the record for the most points scored in a championship game would be in the WIT tournament. This has got to be close.
Definitely very
We'll have
high.
to check with our local historian, Joe DiCurzio.
If you missed out on the WIT tournament action this year, definitely mark it on your calendar for next year. Get your tickets and find a seat, because usually we're pretty packed in here in the Hornet Dome. 20 seconds to go. Spuds just throwing up something. And listen to the crowd.
You notice they waited till 15 seconds left. I don't know what that means, but.
And now the fans will get on their feet as the Sisler Spartans will be crowned the 2006 Winnipeg Invitational Tournament champions as they defeat the Moorhead Spuds 109-91. And Coach Martin and his crew worked so hard in this tournament, and they earned it. But you know what? Not taking anything away from the Moorhead Spuds. They had a wonderful tournament. We've seen them the last 4 years here at the WIT tournament, and we hope that we see them again. Coach Gusving always brings his top players in. And like you said, they've only played 13 games in their season. And what I saw, they kept in this game the whole way through.
They competed hard, and again, it's just a matter of attrition. They just wore them down. And with the number of players that Sisler have just keep coming at you and coming at you, it's just, you know, took its toll. But congratulations to Coach Scott Martin, assistant coaches Phil Tynes and Joel Temin, their well-deserved victory here tonight. And I know they're looking forward to as much success in a provincial tournament later on, early March.
Well, definitely an action-packed championship game. We had, you know, Sisler just dismantling all their other teams leading up to the championship game. We had a broken backboard at halftime. Didn't know how the teams would respond to that, but you know what? The Spartans just came out and did what they had to do. And like we talked about this in the pregame, the Spartans controlled the game the way that they wanted to do it.
Exactly. They say that this is the way we're going to play, and it's your job to adjust to us. And Moorhead tried to, and at times did make the adjustments, but for 40 minutes, they were unable to do that. And it's tough for anybody. And that's why Sisler will be #1 in the province and maybe #1 seed going into a provincial tournament. They're going to be tough to beat by anybody.
You know, we talk about a couple players too. Eric Garcia. I mean, we're going to see him. He's got to be on the first All-Star team here at the WIT tournament. Just a power on the court every time. And then his counterpart there, Curtis Sonsgren. I mean, just an excellent combo that the Spartans had going into this year's WIT.
For sure. They're their two definitely focal players and the ones that they depend on most. But then we saw many, many different people contributing, not only offensively but defensively. It's a real team effort. Like they go like 8, 9, 10 deep. You know what I mean? And that's a nice luxury to have, but I mean, you got to develop that kind of talent. It just doesn't happen to walk in. And congratulations to the coaching staff, because, you know, as we said earlier, it just wears you down. And, you know, I'm sure Moorhead is going to be tired going home on the bus.
Well, definitely looking over at Coach Gusvig right now, he looks pretty exhausted. I mean, the tournament starts on Wednesday, and these kids play hard. I mean, this is also a great experience. You've been a coach. Tell me how good of an experience this was for the players in this tournament here.
Well, it's outstanding. But first of all, because you get to play in a very competitive environment, which prepares you for what's going to be coming down the pike. But also you get to play maybe against some different teams. In this case, I'm sure Sisler loves to play against Moorhead because they get to see some different kind of style and whatever, and it challenges them in different ways and all that kind of stuff. So congratulations to WIT for continually bringing in out-of-town talent and the best from Manitoba, because it really gives a different look to everything, and really, in many cases, it's a pat on the back for Manitoba basketball. Here we had Manitoba local winner, and we've had, Jean Sauvé, a third-place winner, and Jay Brun. So 3 of the 4 top teams who ended up in the 2 major events are all from our local teams. So, hey, that's got to say a lot for Manitoba basketball.
Well, right now we're going to go down to the hard court, and we've got an interview with the winning head coach there.
I'm here now with Scott Martin, the coach from the Sisler Spartans. I'll just take a couple questions, and thank you for spending the time with us here today.
Sure.
Just with the caliber of the teams that you faced this week, what do you think the key to your team's success was?
Well, the key to our team's success is we have a lot of depth. We play 10 players, and most teams don't have 10 players, so we wear teams down. And when we wear them down, we get on like 1 or 2 spurts, and that sometimes makes a difference for us.
And do you feel that winning the WIT championship has helped to build your team's confidence and bonding, maybe?
Oh, for sure. Like last year, we're in the WIT finalists, and this year the kids really wanted it, and they're just ecstatic right now, I think. So it's great, yeah.
And where do you go from the WIT?
Well, we got a league games coming up, and then we actually have a big tournament in Regina, which is sort of Regina's version of the WIT. So we got another big tournament to play.
Just one last question for you. Are there any celebrations in the work for this evening? You guys just hanging out together? Or
well, the kids will do what they do, and then I'll probably go to bed. I'm getting old, you know, so I'll go to bed.
Well, thank you for spending the time with us. We'll let you get back to your team. Back to you guys.
Thanks very much. Great interview there by one of the students here at the RTB crew. We're going to go down to the hardwood now and listen for the award ceremony here at the 31st Annual WIT Tournament.
And now we'd like to begin our awards presentation. I'd like to introduce you to this evening's presenters. From Pepsi, Ozzy Ozerklowicz. From Burger King, Bernie Chichlowski. The principal of Tekvok High School, Mr. Gordon Crook. And from Bob FM, Mr. Steve Thompson. Our first awards will be the Toronto Raptors Character Awards. They will receive a certificate presented by the Toronto Raptors. Handing out the certificates is Tekvok Principal Mr. Gordon Crook. From Collège Jean Sauvé, Dan Fox. From the Fort Richmond Centurions, Jimmy Laguerre. From the J.H. Bruns Broncos, Braden Anderson. From the Sisler Spartans, Jay Soriano. From the Emmy Lazert Voyageurs, Jahi Solomon. From the Silver Heights Huskies, Eric Zimmerman. From the Tekvok Hornets, Randall Krasneski. From the Moorhead Spuds, Nate Borgen. Some of the Toronto Raptors awards have been handed out prior to the award ceremony. I'd now like to call forward Mr. Steve Thompson to present some of our team awards this evening. Beginning first, I'd like to call forward the captains from the consolation champions, the Fort Richmond Centurions. Now I'd like to call forward representatives from the third place finishers, the Collège Jean Sauvé Olympians. And now I'd like to call forward individually members of the WIT 2006 finalists, the Moorhead Spuds. Each team member will receive a finalist medal. Beginning with number 10, Jordan Driscoll. Number 12, Brian Clark. Number 14, Aaron Wolford. Number 22, Andrew Burns. Hagen or Hogan? Number 24, Paul Haugen. Number 30, Tyler Burrington. Number 34, Nate Borgen. Number 40, Matt Bulek. Number 32, Eric Slutty. Number 4, Sam Grantham. Number 42, Eric Lean. Number 44, Jordan Klovstad. Number 50, Josh Kleckner. Number 52, Kyle Van Dyke. Number 54, Dan Matheson. And coaches of the Moorhead Spuds, Chuck Galsvig, Corey Zimmerman, Ryan Lyson. And would the team captains of the Moorhead Spuds please come forward to receive the finalist plaque. And now your 2006 WIT Championship team, presenting the championship awards, where each team member will receive a championship medal and a sports bag from Adidas. From Pepsi, Ozzy Ozerklowicz. Beginning with our individual awards, number 1, Eric Garcia. Number 2, Kevin Tapan. Number 3, Jan Soriano. Number 5, Sean Reyes. Number 11, Josh Oleas. Number 12, Farash Taylor. Number 13, Nathan Habte. Number 14, BJ Popovich. Number 15, Curtis Sansregret. Number 21, Brad Bullard. Number 22, Eric Giev. Number 23, Abraham Daniels.
Yeah! Cowboy!
Number 25, Miles Posthumus. Number 32, Justin Sedua. Number 31, Jonar Huertes. And Travis Rabchak. Also coaches, Mr. Scott Martin, Mr. Phil Tynes, and Mr. Joel Themin. And now if the captains of the Sisler Spartans would come forward to receive the 2006 championship trophy. And now to recognize our first and second team All-Stars, MVP and Defensive Player of the Year, or the game, I'd like to call forward from Burger King, Mr. Bernie Chichlowski. Beginning with our Defensive Player of the Tournament, number 3 from the Sisler Spartans, Jen Soriano. And now our second team All-Stars, which will receive a WIT 2006 t-shirt from the Fort Richmond Centurions, Peter Lamoro. From the O'Neill Titans, Paul Garreau. From the Emmy Lazert Voyageurs, Youssef Fayed. From the Collège Jean Sauvé Olympians, Dan Lother. And from the J.H. Bruns Broncos, Kyle Vince. And now we'll move on to our first team All-Stars, which will receive an All-Star trophy. From the Sisler Spartans, Abraham Daniels. From the Collège Jean Sauvé Olympians, Nick Lother. From the Moorhead Spuds, Eric Lean. From the Sisler Spartans, Curtis Sansregret. And from the Moorhead Spuds, Jordan Driscoll. This year's 2006 WIT MVP will receive a Spalding Infusion basketball donated by the Toronto Raptors and signed by Chris Bosch. This year's 2006 WIT MVP from the Sisler Spartans, Eric Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you all for coming out and supporting WIT 2006. We'll see you 1 year from this week at WIT 2007.
Well, thanks very much. Well, another WIT tournament in the bag. Well, we'll have to wait till 2007 to see how much excitement it will bring. Definitely the last 4 days has just been incredible. I want to first thank everyone from the radio, television, broadcasting crew here for doing an amazing job. It's been a privilege to work with all of you students here. I want to thank you personally for working with you. It's been great. The WIT tournament is always exciting to come here. I know the fans always like it, and just a great time.
It's a real showcase for Manitoba basketball, and we got a lot to be proud of. And I'd like to thank you, too. It's been a pleasure working with you. And ladies and gentlemen out there, mark this young man's name down, Jesse Carlson. He's going to go a long way in broadcasting. He brings a lot of passion and energy to it. And he's one of the proud graduates of this program here that I know the people are proud of, and we're going to hear a lot of them. We can say we knew you when, right, Jesse? Don't
Thanks
forget
very
us.
much. Thanks very much. Well, that's all from the 2006 Winnipeg Invitational Tournament. We're going to head it down to the real people of this course, the radio television broadcasting crew. They did a great job. Thanks again for everyone. And thanks to Shaw Cable 11 for letting us showcase this great tournament. We'll see you again next year.
Thanks, Jesse and Ross, for sharing all your basketball knowledge and providing so much help.
Congratulations to this year's champions, Sisler Spartans, as well as all the other teams that participated in this year's WIT. We'd also like to congratulate our team, the students at the radio and television broadcasting program at TechVoc.
We'd also like to thank Shaw Cable 11 for its continued support. Without you, this wouldn't be possible.
Special thanks goes out to all of our teachers, Ken Platink, George Slobodian, Nicole Bouchard, Curtis Moore, and Willie Platink.
We could not have pulled this off without all your guidance and support.
Our gratitude for your dedication, inspiration, and sense of humor. It helped us get through some of the stressful moments as well as some of the challenges that we faced.
Congratulations once again to all the broadcasting students for working so hard to make us look good. You all rock.
We'd also like to send out a special thanks to you, our viewer. We hope to see you all next year for the 32nd Annual Winnipeg Invitational Tournament. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.